Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Bu
Waalaikumsalam,
Dorina,
Mem.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, dokter.
Thank you very much, everyone, for the response. It's a pleasure to be here today together with all of you in this uh, afternoon, right? And today we are going to discuss our last topic. It's about language functions, refers to Roman Jacobson's, right? And for the presenters, are you ready to present your understanding about its topic currently? The presenters, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. But I'm so sorry. My partner is not here. Mr. Han and Miss Mary still. It's okay. I'm start or wait them. All right.
Okay, we are going to wait probably just a few seconds, yeah. Who's the partners of your team? Hen and?
Yeah, Mr. Han and Miss
Okay.
Mary. Miss
Okay.
Mary.
We will wait for both of them. Will they join?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
we'll
right.
join that,
They
ma'am.
will join it, right? Okay, while waiting for Pak Hen and Pak Mary, I'd like to remind to all of you about your final assignments.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
Simon.
your final assignment. It should be submitted before the final test, yeah, everyone. Okay, let me check how many students who have already submitted the assignments. Oh, wow, it's a great job. It seems that almost all the students have already submitted the final assignments, yeah. Ada Pak Tuhu.
Today is the last day, is it right?
Oh,
Mem?
this is the last day. I forgot about it.
Yes.
Because, I'm really busy, hectic with the accreditations. Alhamdulillah, it's been accomplished yesterday. It's time to pray, yeah, for the result then. Oke, ada Pak Tuhu, Bu Sofi, Putri, there are two Putris ya here.
Yep.
Nurlina, as soon as, okay. Okay, you may submit it as soon as possible ya, Pak Haris ya.
Yeah, 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 yes, yeah, ma'am.
So,
It- It's it's
that
it's
uh,
important
yes,
our S.
yes, you have to ready.
You got it, ma'am.
Five positive, a few positive, whatever in condition, we have to be positive, five condition situation. All right, and then because the members
So
have
it's
been ready, so yes, so you can start from now.
Okay, ma'am. Let's rock and roll, Haris. Are you ready to rock and roll, Haris? Let me share my screen with you.
no rock and roll, but presentation.
I I like you very much, my brother. Now you are alive.
Oh my God. All right. Bismillah. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, my imam, our lecturer, Dr. Rina. Okay, I hope all of you be fine, be healthy, and everybody is okay, yeah? Inshallah, I mean. Well, before, we want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to our group, to my group, yeah, to us. And today, I and my partners, Mr. Han and Miss Mary, will be presented about the function of a language, yeah, by a reverse Roman dictation. And absolutely, this assignment to prepare to fulfill the group assignment for the course Critical Theory in Language in Literature Teaching. All right. For the first, okay, everyone, for our team will be delivered by three presenter. For the second presenter, for the first presenter, it's me, and the second presenter is Miss Mary, and the last presenter is Mr. Han. Okay, Mr. Han, maybe the next slide. We want to go to table of contents. Okay, everybody, this is table of contents. There are okay. The first about introduction. The second is about overview of Roman dictation. The third theoretical framework, the function of language. The fourth, the six functions of language. The five, application of dictation theory. The six, conclusion, the last reference. Okay, actually, about this table of contents, six, yeah, introduction, overview of Roman Jackson, and etc. actually consists of the some parts. Like for the introduction, it's a consists of. I'm sorry. Uh, okay, wait. All right. Like introduction. Okay, the first introduction. Introduction. There are three parts. There are three parts. The first is background. The second is purpose of the study, and the third or the last, scope and limitation. Okay, guys, we go to background. Okay, talking about background, language is not merely a tool for expressing thoughts. It serves multiple purpose in human interaction. Roman Jacobson, a Russian American linguistic and literary theorist, proposed that every act of verbal communication involves six elements. The first, the addressee or the speaker. The second is the address or listener. The third is message. And the fourth, the context. And the fifth, the code. And the last or the sixth, the contact or the channel of communication. This is acts of verbal communication involves six elements. Okay, the next part two, purpose of the paper. Okay, everybody, the purpose of this paper is to explore and analyze Roman dictation theory of the functions of language as an foundational framework for understanding how language operates in different communicative contexts by identifying the six core functions: reverential, emotive, cognitive, passive, material, and poetic. This study aims to demonstrate how language serves multiple roles beyond simple confining information. Okay, the last for
the part of background, it's about scope and limitation. Scope. This paper focuses on analyzing Roman Jacobson's six functions of language within the framework of linguistic and communication theory. It, ex- it examines each function: revelation, emotive, conative, pathetic, metalingual, and poetic. In relation, the elements of communication, such as context, speaker, listener, and message. And the last, limitation. What is this? It means this study is theoretical in nature and does not involve empirical data collection or fieldwork. While the paper draws on textual example to support the analysis, it does not provide a statistical or experimental evaluations of Jacobson's function in actual communication settings. Okay, okay, the second is about overview of Roman equation. In this second, uh, there are uh there are there are two parts. There are two parts of overview of Roman Judaism. The first is biography of and contribution, and the second is Judaism roles in linguistic and semiotics. Okay, we are going to the first biography and contributions. Okay, guys, Roman Judaism, yeah, 1896 until 1882 was a pioneering recent American linguistic and literary theorists whose work significantly shaped modern linguistic and semiotics. Born in Moscow, Russia, Jacobson studied law and philosophy before dedicating himself fully to linguistics and the study of Slavic languages. And the last for overview of Roman Jacobson about Jacobson's role in linguistics and semiotics. In linguistics, Roman Jacobson played a transformative role in developing structural linguistics, especially in the areas of phonology and language functions. The work helps shift linguistic studies from historical and comparative approach toward structural and functional analysis. Okay, about semiotic, and then it's semiotics is okay. In semiotic, linguistic, and the study of science, semiotics, he collaborated with scholars like Claude Lévi-Strauss and Roland Barthes, and draw from Charles Sanders Peirce's semiotic theory to examine how science approaches culture. Jacobson saw language as the most, and he urged that poetry, rhetoric, and literature could be analyzed. His work helped establish semiotics as to society. Okay, sorry. The third, Mr. Han, is still me. Okay, this is the last for me, I think. The third about theoretical framework, the function of language. Okay, guys, in this part, there are two parts. Yeah, there are two parts of theoretical framework, the function of language. The second is model of communication, and the second is elements of communication. Okay, we are going to the first model of Jacobson model of communication. Jacobson proposed that any acts of verbal communications involves six key elements. Yeah, six key elements. The first is context. Context, what is the being referred to? And the second is message, the actual content. And the third, addressor. That's mean the speaker or sender. And the fourth, addressed. And the fifth, contact. It's mean the physical or physiological channel of communication. And the last is code. It's mean the search language or system use. And the second part, it's elements of communication. It's address message context and contact and the Jacobs divided that language does more than just convey information. It performs multiple functions simulation, each link to a specific element of the communication mode. All right. Uh, and the last, the fourth language. Second presenter, it's for Miss Mary. Okay, Miss Mary, time is yours.
Turned.
All right, you are the second presenter.
Be my turn. That is mine. That is okay. Okay, as we continue with the sixth function, it's okay, sir.
Sorry.
The fourth is the sixth function of the language. Okay, let me wait a moment. Okay, the referential function focus with sorry, wait a minute. Okay, referential function focus on the contact information. So is a focus in the context and purpose to convey a situation, object, or concept. For example, is the earth, river, motive function is expressions of a speaker and then the purpose is to express the speaker feelings, emotions, and attitude. For example, is I'm so happy today, or this is a terrible. That is a for example. So is the third is vocative is focus is a receiver of the listener. For example, the commands, request, vocative like come on here, or John listen, like that. And then the thematic functions is the establishing or maintaining communication channel, purpose to maintain or check the communication channel. For example, is say hello or and then itself is the purpose to clarify or discuss the language or code being used. For example, what does syntax mean? Or by book, I mean a novel like that. And then the voice take message form or aesthetic use of language. Form of the message or aesthetic effect. For example, is poetry, slogans, rhymes. For example, is like a twinkle twinkle is the star, and the effects or describe reality and maintain or close is a code.
Mary and my brother Haris for explaining more about Jacobson. Yeah, and also now it's time for me to spend my time together with you to apply this theory of Jacobson theory of a function of language in the literary work. Yeah, so in literature, for example, especially poetry and prose, yeah, and in advertising as in media, Jacobson six language function in advertising and media. You name it, right? You already explained by Mary and Harris, yeah, referential, emotive, cognitive, poetic, and metalingual. And in academic and intercultural communication, of course, then it's very important to apply this kind of function of language of Jacobson. Yeah. In academic setting, includes the lectures, the papers, discussion, and presentation. Also, Jacobson function help explain how meaning is shaped in this context. Yeah. And last but not least, in this, we are going to use this kind of language teaching and classroom discourse. In Jacobson, in language and teaching classroom discourse, its function naturally appears in classroom settings. Yeah. Dr. Rina, would you excuse me to show my other slides? Yeah. So I'm going to apply this kind of a theory into literary work, is what we call the movie.
Okay,
That I love. Yeah. Okay. Would you excuse me to stop share, and I'm going to share my own slide here regarding this one.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Here we go with the slide.
Is it a game?
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I'm going to apply this kind of function of a language, yeah, what already explained by Haris and my dear Mary, yeah, talking about six function of Jacobson theory referential function. Yeah, this one is a language refers to the context, object, or event in the narrative. Yeah. Okay. And then also the emotive function. Of course, this one is the way that we express the emotion, attitude, or tone of the narrator or characters. Yeah. Then the cognitive function is used to influence. Yeah, this is just highlight, I think. Yeah. And then emphatic function, language is used to establish or maintain contact between the narrator and the reader. Yeah, this is kind of a two-way communication channel. Then metalingual function, the way that language command on reflects upon itself, often blurring the line between the narrative and the act of narration. And the last is this kind of a static poetic function. Language is used creatively to convey meaning, often through literary devices like metaphor, symbolism, or imaginary. Yeah. Will you excuse me to share my ideas regarding the way we try to apply the Jacobson theory, the function of language, and the Avatar movie 2009? Have you watched this movie before? Yeah. Okay. So before I go down very seriously of my presentation talking about Roman Jacobson theory and Avatar 2009, I would like you to spend just 1 minute with me to highlight the movie clip. Is that okay?
I ever see it as trailer.
Check.
Yes, Sir Haris.
No.
Okay.
I want to say I just watched.
Can I check? Have you got this clip on your screen? Everyone, hello.
Macet,
This
macet,
picture,
macet.
Yeah, okay, so let me stop share.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
problem with my laptop, but it's okay. This one. Minute. Oh, this one. You got it
Yes,
on
yeah,
yes,
V.
Tahan.
we cannot.
Thank you very much. So let me go back to my slide.
Full movie in bioskop.
Okay, once again, have you got it on your screen, everyone?
Macet,
Not
Pak.
yet,
Macet.
not yet, Pak.
Hello?
Not yet.
Okay. Wait a minute then. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Here again, let me share my screen with you. Sorry for trouble. Uh, what is that? A technical problem? Okay, have you got it on your
Yes.
screen? I think
Yes.
so. Oh, very good here. So I just want to bring you to join my journey to enjoy Avatar. But I believe you have watched this movie many times, but you never care about the way you judge and you criticize and the way you value this movie. Okay, so I'm going to start with the movie. This movie is released in characters Jack Sully. Jack Sully starred by Sam Worthington. Yeah, it is the main characters, and also Nightry is the female, also played by Joe Saldana, and Colonel Miles Quadrick. This is the antagonist one, yeah, played by Stephen Lang, and other characters. Yeah, they are Dr. Grace Augustine, yeah, by Sigourney Weaver, Parker Sabrix, yeah, played by Giovanni Ribisi, and the last is Trudy Kaken by Michelle Rodriguez. Yeah, and this one is directed by by James Cameron. Yeah, here the storyline. Yeah, so the movie set is in the mid 22nd century on Pandora, a planet inhabited by the Navi. What is Navi? Navi is kind of a tribe, a special of tall, blue-skinned humanoid. Yeah, okay. I mean, this creator, yeah, are it's about 10. They are 10 feet tall. Yeah. Okay, so let me highlight the storyline. Yeah, the storyline goes like, Jack Sully, paraplegic marine becomes an avatar driver, genetically engineered by Navy human hybrid. Yeah, he has a mission. So his mission is that Jack's mission is to infiltrate the Navy, convince them to leave their home, which is a top valuable mineral deposit, meaning that the human, yeah, from the earth, yeah, wants to dominate and colonialize the Pandora planet. Yeah, the connection with nature. Yeah, Yeah. Jax form a bond with Natori, a Nafi warrior, and begins to understand their culture and connection to nature. Yeah, and there must be conflict, right? Yeah, he's talking about this one. So the conflict, Jake's loyalty is torn between his human colleagues and the Navi, leading to clash between humans and Navi. Even though Jack is a human, yeah, but once he jump and emerge with the Navi people, then Jack, loyalty is torn between them. Here again, so applying Jacobson function of language to movie Avatar 2009 can provide insights into the film communication and narrative strategies. Already explained by Harris. Yeah. The first one is a emotive function. The film emotional appeal convey through visual and music. The Navi, what is that? Director initiate the movie with the kind of a serene environment, beautiful area, those kind of things. So the emotive function in the film Avatar is achieved through number one, visual. A very stunning scenery creates sense of a wonder and awesome. The music, wow, the music is what is that? Is excellent. The score composed by James Horner complement the visual and enhances the emotional impacts of key scenes. It seems that the music is part integrated as a part of the movie that can bring emotion to the audience. Yeah, character development develops a portrayal of the Navi deep connection with nature and its then the storytelling. Gets the viewer into the world of Pandora. Yeah. I think this one is very famous word. I think Pandora among DPR, MPR people. Yeah, right now they use the word Pandora. I have no idea why. Then create empathy. The film portrayal of the Navy struggles and triumphs foster a sense of understanding. Next, enhance and the narrative. The emotional appeal of the film adds depth and complexity. The story make it more impactful and look at the Pandora planet, so beautiful as you are, I think. The movie message about environmentalism, colonialism, and indigenous rights persuade the audience to consider this issue. So the connective function in Avatar 2009 is achieved through number one, thematic resonance. The film exploration of environmentalism, colonialism, and indigenous rights resonates with audiences, encouraging them to think critically about this issue. Narrative persuasion. The story portrayal of a Navi struggle against human exploitation and environmental degradation persuade the viewer to consider the importance of preserving indigenous cultures and natural world. Yeah, the character advocacy. In this case, the protagonist Jack Sully's transformation from human soldier to Navi ally serve as a powerful example of importance of empathy and understanding. Yeah, and the visual representation. The film depiction of Pandora's lush ecosystem and the Navi's connection to nature highlights the importance of environmental conservation. The cognitive function aims to, number one, raise awareness of the audience. In this case, inform the audiences about the importance of environmentalism, indigenous rights, and cultural preservation. Inspire action, encourage viewers to consider their own role in protecting and promoting experience of indigenous community. Yeah. What about the third function? What is the third function? Do you remember? Yes, that's right. Yeah, referential function. Yeah, the film narrative convey information about conflict between human, from the Earth, and Navi, from the Pandora, as well as the planet's ecosystem. This function in Avatar is achieved through number one, world building. The film depiction of Pandora ecosystem, including its unique flora and fauna. You gotta watch this movie. Yeah, the first sequel provides information about the planet's natural world. Yeah. Next, cultural representation. The portrayal of the Navi's culture, tradition, and spiritual portrays practices conveys information about their way of life. Next, conflict narrative. The story exploration of the conflict between human and Navi inform the audience about the clash of interests and values between two groups. Yeah. And the scientific and technological details. The film depiction of advanced technology such as avatar driver and mining equipment provide information about human presence of Pandora. Yeah, means this is kind of a very special movie because yeah, a language. This language is especially designed only for this movie. Isn't that great, right? Yeah, no people speak the language, but only in this movie. The language is the language of Avatar. Yeah. Okay. And what about the poetic function? Yeah, yeah. In this case, the poetic function. Yeah, the film visual cinematic elements such as a depiction of Pandora's landscape and the Navi connection to nature create a sense of aesthetic wonder. Wow, cool. Visual storytelling. The film's sound and effects enhances the film aesthetic appeal and immerses the audience in the world of Pandora. Symbolism. The film uses a symbolic imagery such as the Tree of Souls, add depth and meaning to the narrative. Emphasize Pandora's natural world and the Navi connection to it creates a sense of aesthetic appreciation. Here we go. Let me move with this one. Poetic already done. Yeah. What about the fatigue? Interaction of social cohesion. Emotional support. The Navy support for each other, particularly in times of crisis, illustrate the significance of community and social bonds. Now, yeah, let me move to the last function of Avatar 2009 is achieved through a unique culture and identity. Never seen a special language for the movie. And language as a tool. The film shows how language is used by the Na'vi to connect with their environment, their deity, Ewa, and each other. Again, this one is contrast with human language. The contrast between the native language, the contrast between the Na'vi language and human languages highlight the differences in cultural values and world views. Yeah. The metalingual function helps to first create a sense of authenticity. The use of constructed language adapts and authenticity to the Na'vi culture. Highlight cultural significance. Yeah, the film emphasizes the importance of language in shaping the cultural identity and worldview. Explore themes. The metalingual function support the film themes and respecting in indigenous culture. Okay, yeah. So I think that's all about the movie. Before I jump into the conclusion, why don't we learn a little bit about the Na'vi language? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of a very unique. Right now, I spent some time learning how this language is used in the movie. Yeah, here when you want to say name and then you have to say like this one. Oel ngati kamelu. Wow, like that. You want to repeat after me? Okay. So yeah, look at the breakdown. Yeah, yeah. I, me, so become oil. Then greeting, see you. You have to say ngati kame. Yeah. When you say be to be, or the verb, you have to say lu. Yeah, and the name, your name, example for tutu or totoa or toto. Okay. So example of the language here. Oil ngadi lu tutu. I see you toto. Okay. Yeah. Response you could respond with the ngadi kamenang tutu. Okay. Something like that. It's quite unique, right? Yeah. Okay. I love this movie very much. So thank you. But let me highlight the conclusion. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to my first file. Yeah, with this one. Yeah. Here we go. Let me share screen with you. Yeah. So in conclusion, yeah, here let me highlight the conclusion. Here we go. Yeah, in conclusion, that Roman Jacobson model of six function of language provide a comprehensive and dynamic framework for understanding how communication operate across diverse contexts. You name it, right? Yeah. So for media, advertising, movie, narrative work, yes, poetry, yes, something like that. So by identifying the differential, emotive, connotative, metalingual, and poetic function, Jacobson emphasized that language is not a singular or static tool. Yeah, by knowing this kind of a theory, then you can enjoy to what is that? Yeah, to watch a movie, to read books, whatever it is. Yeah, not only going down deep to the movie, but also it seems that you have a journey, that you are involved in the movie by using this theory. So again, this system also used for expressing thought, emotion, intention, relationship, and aesthetic. Yeah. Also, this theory proved especially useful when advertising and intercultural communication, where different functions often overlap. For example, in educational context, teachers employ metalingual and referential functions to explain language structure, while emphatic and emotive function maintain student engagement and classroom rapport. Yeah, in media and advertising, poetic and connective elements drive persuasive and memorable messages. Okay, and here I'm going to bring you to the journey for a 5 minute, to enjoy the slide, or the clip, already prepared, Okay, I hope you don't mind with that one. Yeah, where is this the movie? Yeah, let me check. Just wait a minute. Yeah. So this one. Okay, just give me some 5 minutes here for you to enjoy the movie. This is the movie, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me share with you. So enjoy the movie.
This is the second movie, Mr. Han.
Where is this? It's somewhere here. Okay. Just wait a minute. Yeah, we got a problem when sharing this movie. Oh, this one. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, class, enjoy the movie, please.
I want this mission high and tight. I want to be home for dinner. Pursuit team, go.
All right, let's bring the pain.
We are gonna lose some paint in here.
Stay close on my shuttle.
All right, people, target in sight. Range 4 click.
Gun crews, keep your head on a swivel. Make no mistakes. Got big movement.
Full position.
Hold up. Get out there, 500 meters.
Ground has movement. Fast approaching.
Charlie Oscar,
Firing line.
target's closing.
All aircraft, weapons free, weapons free. Pursue and destroy.
Since
Yeah, and also group. Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Haris, dear Mary, yeah, for the presentation. Yeah, Dr. Rina, the mic is yours. Thank you.
All right, is there any questions perhaps from the audiences for today for the materials of Roman Jacobson's? No questions?
I think no question, ma'am.
Not yet.
Direct for you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Already
Mr. Max,
tired,
for your
Doctor.
movie.
Perhaps all of you right now in your mind is still concentrating or predicting about your final test preparation. Yeah, okay
Yeah,
then.
that's the point, ma'am.
Okay. That's the most crucial at the moment time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me draw the summary of Roman Jacobson actually, everyone. Actually, I don't have to draw in a detail actually because it has been explained by the presenter today. So who's the Roman Jacobson's and overview about his work, right? What the most important is the concepts of communications. This is the point or the keyword of Roman Jacobson's, and he concepted about communications from the functions of language perspective. And Roman Jacobson's also offers a theory of communications rooted in the human language, of course, and he emphasizes a clear distinction between communications, which is recognizable addressers and informations. And toward him, language is the most central and significant human semiotic systems, as it plays a foundational role in communications and meaning making, and also across all aspects of human life. Language develops alongside human civilizations, evolving in parallel with the culture, thought, and technology as a product of social and historical progress. And as a social beings, humans rely on language as primary mediums of interaction, sure, and using it to convey and receive messages, making communications essential for living, coexisting with others. And Jacobson emphasized language as a tool of communications operating in two dimensions. The first dimension is the theoretical or conceptual dimension, which refers to human perception, is an innate capacity to interpret appearance through intuitions and understanding. And for the second tool, one is the practical or empirical dimensions, which involves human activity, is a learned's ability to evaluate appearances through real life experience, of course, from the individual one. And the next one is communications, according to Jacobson, is not limited to abstract understanding, but also includes the applications of informations in practical, such as in everyday contexts. He stressed crucial distinctions between communications and informations. Communications involves a real or assumed sender or addressers here. And for the informations may originate from a source that is not perceived as a sender by the interpreter. Jacobson argued for a clear separation between communications theory and information theory, asserting that conflating the two will overlook the unique features and functions of each. And these are the 6 communicative functions of language. Well, actually been explained from the presenters of today. And here the chart of the 6 communicative functions language. The first one we have context or referential, and then addressers of emotive, message aphatic, addressee cognitive, contact aphatic, and code metalingual. And let's find out each of them. The first point one is referential functions, and it is oriented towards the context. When we talk, when we have discussion, when we have a conversations in the communications, the first point is we have to insert in the context of the communications, right? to understand the communication meaning. So we have to understand the context first. So it is called as referential functions. We have a conversation or we have interactions with particular persons or individual. So if we do not know the context, of course, the meaning will be not happen, right? And then emotive function is to communicate the emotions. Like Pak Hen says that, oh, all of you great today. What it calls? It means that emotive function address it's called as emotive functions. And the next one is cognitive functions. And then aperic functions has the functions as the opening channel, checking that it's working or not, and as the representative of social relationship. So it makes relationship. This very functions is oriented on the contact between the speaker and the receiver. And the next one is meta-linguistic function. It's aimed to refers to the natures of the interactions and focuses attentions upon the codes, clarifying it or renegotiating it. And the last one is a poetic function. It's aimed at foregrounding textual feature in which the particular from chosen is the essence of the message. Poetic functions here we can use figurative language, for example, in context, and then the functions to this are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So this language, if we would like to understand the context of this sentence, it means that the speakers said about the schedule of the business right and the working hours stay and so forth. And this is important when we have it's right. And the next one's emotive. Emotive here, strongest functions and the functions, for example, to emotions, view, wow, and so forth. And the next one is cognitive. Cognitive, the strongest factors toward addressee, the receiver one. Language analysis, using language to discuss language. Think about nouns or a noun brand, like that one. Like the analysis one, I rather to pick or select analysis in particular research article, master degree for the analysis of what Pak Han it just now. He analyzed a particular movie of Avatar utilizing of Roman Jacobson's theory. But it's quite much better for you if you try to analyze a research article, yeah, because the layers, even though we have actually 6, but the research only revealed 5 functions. So the finding here is not always completely, it's totally based on the research object, yeah, everyone. So it's the findings only 5, so it's okay, no problem. Even though originally the theory or the concepts involved or consist of 6 elements, yeah. And for the first example, toward the referential functions, for example, Meghan Markle stated that the Associations of Commonwealth University, which Her Majesty the Queen is the patron of, support university to promote equality in their own institutions. And this utterance contains referential functions because through this sentence, Meghan Markle said a piece of information about the Associations of Commonwealth University, which supports university to promote their quality. And the sentence brings a piece of information from Meghan Markle to the audience or the listener. So the statement of Meghan Markle here is showing about referential functions toward the Commonwealth University information. So the context here is about referential functions sharing factual information about the associations of Commonwealth University and its role in supporting equality in education. And this is the example of referential functions, everyone. I think it's easy, right, to adopt this or to utilize this kind of theory, right? And the next one is emotive functions. I just select one, yeah, for the example. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today. She said it's a great privilege. In the beginning of her speech, he said that it's showing show or exhibit the emotive functions of the speech from Meghan Markle. So it is called as emotive we always express function. Jaeger market is encouraging the audience to recognize their right to education and feel inspired to pursue it, emphasizing that education should be accessible to everyone. This is called as cognitive functions, everyone. And the next one is apathic functions. Apathic functions is a simple word, made contact, such as bula. Bula is hello, yeah. It's kind of like similar terms of hello, hi, right? Why she said, why using this? Using Hindi Fiji, yeah, where Megan delivered this speech. Through this word, Megan tried to build a relationship between her and her audience at the beginning of her speech. Okay. And the next one is poetic functions. Poetic functions is embellishing the words, yeah, in a particular conversations or communications. Yeah. Here, the poetic functions is Her Majesty the Queen is a patron of. What does it mean? Megan used the words Her Majesty the Queen is a patron as the imagery of the Association Commonwealth University. In the real meaning, it is impossible of the Association Commonwealth University being a queen actually, if we think in real or in connotative meaning. So poetics like in denotative meaning is impossible to be queen for university, right? So poetic functions, right, similar with connotative meaning, yeah. And reflects the poetic function because Meghan Markle used personifications, yeah, personifications by referring to the queen as the patron of the associations, adding an artistic and symbolic touch to emphasize the importance and dignity of the institutions. And these are my summary of Roman Jacobson's. I think it's quite easy for you to adopt this kind of theory into particular work, particularly on research object. And I'd like to tell about the reflections of our subject during this semester in critical theories, language, teaching and literature, everyone's. The first point one is my reflections in our and also our reflections. By learning this course or the subjects of CTLL, yeah, we don't only comprehend the knowledge about critical theories, right? But also we can have some ideas, perhaps new ideas for you, right? If you haven't heard about several terms of critical theories. But also, we can generate several ideas to conduct a practical research, right, related to critical theories. And we can apply critical theories in our pedagogical context too, right? Not only for conducting the research, but also we can apply the critical theories in our pedagogical setting. And the next one, we can generate the topic research and map or draft or outline. From now, you can draft, you can outline, yeah, your the flow, yeah, outline the flow of the master thesis of yours particularly. And the next one is we can begin to design the instrument by searching the introduction's background. Yeah. This is the first thing that you should consider when you would like to conduct a research. Yeah. Why you select particular critical theories? What are the reasons? What are the backgrounds? What are the problems? What are the phenomena? You should search it. This is the most important for you as your backgrounds in your introductions later on your master thesis, in chapter 1 in introductions. And you should have a data. The first page of introductions, yeah, not only displays about a group of words or a group of sentences of a group of paragraph, but you can display some data there to strengthen your background. For example, you provide particular instrument, right? For example, you make systematic literature review, for example, or how do we make a systematic literature review? We can make a matrix. Have you ever heard the term of matrix, everyone, particularly matrix for the research? Have you heard the terms of matrix of the research? Have you ever heard this term? Matrix? Have you ever heard matrix of the research? So before we conduct a research, it's recommended for you to make a matrix. Yeah, matrix is the step before you are making a systematic literature review. Yeah. In making a matrix, you can provide or you can search several previous studies, whether from research article or research report, and then you can make a table that consists of a title, writer. Let me show you, yeah, example of the matrix. Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes, Doctor. Master
was a lecturer in undergraduate level. This is one of my bachelor or undergraduate students last year when they are going to construct their thesis, their bachelor thesis. Before they draw or draft their bachelor thesis, they have to make a matrix first. This is the easiest or the simplest one. When they make a matrix, for example, they can list the title of the research, because the topic of the researchers of my student here, she wants to delve or dive about anxiety. So only 5C, because on for bachelor or undergraduate level, yeah. So the matrix minimally consists of 5. But for you, for master degrees, probably you can make online a table like this ones, and then you can list and split the column, for example, title, and then the writer, the topic, methodology, the results, and also the links. This is a very useful and beneficial for the students, yeah, before they go to the serious topic one. And to make a matrix actually for the master degree, analytical framework of the data, and then conclusions. And the most important one is limitations. Why we have to search or find the limitations? I think that is very important for you, because when we are going to conduct a research, your supervisor will ask you about what is the novelty. What is the newness of your research? Yeah. So the most important of our research is the newness, the novelty. Yeah. This is kind of citations of research article or research study. So from the limitations, for example, we can see from the article. Yeah. Let's see the article once. What kind of limitation actually that what I mean? Yeah. And the limitation we can predict actually. Yeah, we can predict what are the research gap that we can find, because research gap is a very important for the researchers to find the newness, yeah, of the research. Is there any limitations here? Unfortunately, no. Okay, we can find limitation actually in the conclusion part commonly implied language function is unfortunately everyone. Sorry, I disappoint the audience then. Okay, no limitations here. Okay, probably from others. Okay, here we go, yeah. This is my article, yeah. Fresh from the oven. It is published on March 2025, last March. This is my result about a self-regulated and online collaborative grammar learning via Google multi-platforms Indonesian case study. It's my research article. Let's find the limitation one here. This one. Future investigations hence encourage the researcher in larger number of participants, diverse courses or domains, mixed research paradigms. Because why it is stated here? Because the number of the participants or respondents is in a small number. That's why the limitations say that or advising in larger number of participants, diverse course or domains, mixed research paradigms, multiple instruments to delve into the depth of the research insight. This is the example if you find the limitations. Oh, this is the light research article. Let me show you the harder one. And this one is the harder one. Yeah, this is the harder versions one. This is international level research article. So it is said that limitations. The study's findings, the title is Instructors and Learners' Perspective on Using ChatGPT in English as a Foreign Language Courses and its Effects on Academic Integrity. That's pretty cool, right? For the title, and it's really hard to publish in this journal. Yeah, this is the limitations. These study findings are specific to the Women Saudi University where it was conducted. So mentions about the participants and then the situations of the participants in homogenians or female, and generalizing the findings, and then study led on subjective, self-reported, response only, and then further this research is conducted following the release ChatGPT 3.5. Future updates can utilize ChatGPT and similar tools, and further experimental research because the current research is not in experimental, and assessment of AI's effectiveness should include, and so forth. This is the example of if you search novelty in particular research article, because your supervisors will ask about this as the first questions, why you think this. Maybe you're not, it's not your supervisor, but maybe next semester in your seminar proposal or thesis proposal course, right? You will be asked about that one. So why I should display about those? Because I expect all of you that after joining my course or class or subject here, there's some things that will remember, that some things that can be contribute to you for your next step of particularly in your master degree study
Certainly,
right
Doc.
now.
Did.
Okay. Because you are going to be there, right?
Yes, Doc.
You are pursuing your master degree level, right? So you are ready to conduct a research then. So you can start from now. Well, I think that's all from me. I do apologize if there is or there are mistakes from me, whether in orally or in actions and so forth. And hopefully all of you successful to face your final examinations and you will conduct your examination, your final examination in offline. Yay.
Offline. Oh my
Finally.
God. Oh my good. Oh
So
my
you
God.
should bring, you should bring well preparations, well
Like
preparation.
what, ma'am?
Hopefully it will be closed book,
A
It will
closed book or open book, ma'am?
so hopefully it will be open book, sorry. It will be
Open book. Thank you, ma'am.
hopefully it will be. I don't have the update informations because the final decisions of the settings of your final examinations is not decided yet, and I haven't the update of whether open or closed. Of course, if I have already got the update about the setting, whether open or closed, I will directly share to the WAG, everyone,
Any clues, ma'am?
Thank you in advance.
The materials come from semiotic analysis and then critical discourse, right? Critical discourse analysis.
After test, ya, ma'am?
Yeah, but one before. There is a once before midterm, right?
Session 7.
Yeah,
Session number 7.
semiotic analysis regarding to Roland Barthes, right? And then the second one is Sander Peirce, and then critical discourse analysis, Fairclough, Wodak, and
Van Dyke.
yeah, Van Dyke. Okay, that's great. And the functions of language there, Roman Jacobson's, and of course, maybe there will be a questions about your assignments regarding applications of critical theories toward your pedagogical setting, right? Or in the language educations about that one. So you should prepare about that one. Okay, everyone, because you will meet with Pak Misbah right after me.
Yes.
So thank you so much for the occasion today. See you
You're
next
welcome.
time.
Thank
All
you
of
very
you,
much, ma'am.
hopefully all of you in always safe and healthy condition.
Thank you.
Amin, ya Allah.
Yeah, see you next time, inshallah.
Waalaikumsalam.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much,
Nadia.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sarangnya
Thank you, ma'am. Sarangnya.
Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.